Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to Cars, Cards, and Coins. I just want to start out by saying thank you to everyone that has been leaving a comment and to everyone that has subscribed to my kids told me I need to start calling it a channel, a YouTube channel. But thank you. I really appreciate it. I appreciate everybody being kind and all the nice words. It means a whole lot to me. But I was wondering, like, why one video that I did was getting like way more views, and so I Googled it, and on Google it said that it was because I needed a better thumbnail, and that just blew my mind. I was like, how in the world did YouTube know to tell Google that I had a bad thumbnail? I was like, the conspiracies are true. They are actually listening to us. You know? I couldn't believe it. But, I mean, obviously I am joking, okay? But I really did Google that. And it's kind of like when they say, hey, I'm going to the flea market, you know, especially when you're a little kid. You know, going to the flea market, you know, you like wonder if there's fleas there. In all transparency, it honestly, when I first read that, like it did cross my mind for a second that they were talking about the thumbnail. But, I went and if you notice, and this is partly why I decided to make the channel, because of so many people urging people to invest in silver. And it's funny, if you go and look at a lot of their channels, it's always with these captions, you know, urgent, or, you know, doom is coming, you know, big bold letters, the dollar is crashing. And it's always something like that, you know, that, you know, plays on your emotions, grabs your attention, and, you know, you click on it and watch it. And I have done that so many times, guilty, not gonna even lie. But when I saw that, you know, I thought it was pretty interesting, because not that I hadn't noticed it before, but I never thought of it like that before. Because again, I am, you know, extremely new to all this. So I just thought that was interesting that, you know, they have everything is always, you know, the end is here, you know, go buy silver right now, you know. And let me say another thing too. This YouTube thing that I'm starting, okay, it's not for everyone. Like, silver is not a good investment. I stand by that. And I'm about to give another example here in just a second. But silver is not a good investment for most people. Again, yeah, if you are a millionaire, you know, or if you are close to that and you want to start protecting your wealth, which is what silver and gold can do for you, it really can. But the point that I'm trying to make is most of us should be focusing our investments with a professional in the S&P. And this should be a hobby. And it can be an amazing tool to help you save money. And we all know that the S&P goes through downward trends. 2008, 86, I mean, it has done it many times. But over the long, if you are talking about investing over the long term with a professional in the S&P is the way to go. You should not be at retirement age or close to it and have 50 to 450,000 in an IRA and you go pull a bunch of it out to put into the metals. That's just me. Again, I am not a professional, but that's just me. I mean, that's just me. And I probably shouldn't have even said that. But I just don't think that is prudent. Clearly, I love silver. There's no question. Silver changed my life. It saved my behind. When I was younger, we were so poor and so broke, and it's almost impossible to save money when you're in that kind of a situation anyway. It's almost impossible to save money. But look, this is how you have to think about it. Okay, I gave an example the other day. If you've heard it the other day, I'm going to go a little different direction. In 1969, if you had put $1,000 into the metal, silver, today, that would have been a little over 400 ounces. Silver it went up to like $2 an ounce. So you would have a little over 400 ounces if you put $1,000 in silver in 1969. Today, it would be worth over $15,000. So the question is, did you make a profit of $14,000? Obviously, you can make the argument, yes, you made a profit of $14,000. Now let me ask you a question. What is silver all about? And gold? Keeping up with inflation, right? So did you really make a profit of $14,000? Now let's adjust it for inflation. That's going to be from $1,000 in 69 is equivalent to like $8,000 today. So really your profit is 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, what? 5,000? I mean, that same 1,000 in the S&P would be like 270,000 minus taxes and inflation. You're still looking at well over 180, 190. That's the point that I'm making. Yes, you can make a profit with silver. Absolutely. It does keep up with inflation. Absolutely. All of these guys, all of these people that say there's going to be $100 silver, $50 silver, $100 silver. I just gave the example from 1969 to today, 56 years, $2, $30. So if we see $50, $60, $70, $80, $100 silver, what the heck do you think you're going to be paying for bread and gas? I mean, gas would be, $15 a gallon. So, yeah, silver is used in a lot of products. We could see a boost from that. I think that is the difference. One of the reasons why after the Civil War, one of the reasons why they even passed some acts and some laws was so that to make silver dollars was to help the farmers and debtors pay their debts with cheaper dollars. They wanted to cause inflation. So that's why I say it has to be first a hobby. Also, when I first got started, I like the very first time I bought silver, I'm about to tell another story. I told a story about how we had bread, and there's so many times. I mean, we had bread and barbecue sauce. You know, that happened to us a couple of times, not just one. I mean, we had, peanut butter sometimes and jelly with bread. The getting our lights cut off, almost. That happened one time, but the lady, I don't know how that works. I don't know how she did it, but when the lady came to turn off our power and she saw the babies, and my wife was able to give her a check, I guess she just held it until Friday. I guess that's probably what happened, is she, held the check and then acted like she didn't come to our house, and then acted like she came Friday, and then said, okay, hey, they gave me a check. But my very first silver purchase is I did run out and make a big purchase of investment grade silver. And then I ended up selling it like right the next week. I ended up having to sell every bit of it at a loss, because they are never going to pay you you always have to pay a premium, and they're never going to pay you what it's actually at. So if, like, say silver's 31, you're going to have to pay a $2 or $3 premium. All right, $33, $34, and then you're going to want you to, they're going to want you to sell it to them under spot, which would be like 29. Sometimes, like for an American Silver Eagle, sometimes they'll pay up, depending on where you go, or a Libertad. Sometimes they'll pay up, but not all the time. Not every time. And that's another subject that I want to have one day, is I want to talk about, and I am going to talk about everything, but the difference between numismatic, like, what is numismatic? Well, what is that? What is just silver rounds? Like, what is the actual difference? Because there is a couple different things. I mean, you have condition. I'm about to get back on the silver dollars here in just a second. Let me finish this. Here I am rambling again, and I'm already at 12 minutes. Man, it just goes by so fast. I am trying to talk faster. I'm trying. I want to do good for y'all. But I made my first silver purchase. I ended up having to sell it all. When I started doing it right, I started buying dimes. And then I built up from there. But another example of how poor we were, okay? And this is such a sad story. I'm not going to be able to go through all the little details, because then I'd start crying, and I wouldn't be able to talk and all this and that. But the gist of it is this. When me and my wife first got married, we were very poor. A lot of that was on me, okay? I had a lot of problems. One day I might talk about it all, and tell the whole story. But just I had a ton of problems. And one year for Christmas, we went and bought our kids Christmas presents. And it's so sad. The very next day we had to return all of their gifts. So, that is not a situation that anyone should be in. No one should have to deal with that. One of the ways that can help you, if you are struggling with saving money, is silver. Because it does keep up with inflation. If you study, and I will do my best one day to talk about the differences, if you have a spending problem, what should you be buying? We're all different. There's over 300 million people in America. We all are different. So I can never tell you exactly what you specifically should do. I can't do that. I don't know you personally. A lot of you, y'all seem really cool. Some of the people leaving the comments, y'all seem like people I would like to get to know. But we're all different. So I can never exactly tell you specifically what you should buy or what you shouldn't buy. What I can do is tell you where I went wrong, and then you can make your decision on what you think is best for you. Someone, I don't know if I should say this, I don't know if how public, I mean, I know most of the time comments are public, but someone said that they had a problem with marijuana, weed. Yes. Thank God you started buying silver. Heck yes. Silver is going, listen, when you get to about $5,000, no one will ever have to tell you anything ever again. That I can promise you. When you get to about, if you could save $1,000 cash, you will feel like a world champion. If you could get to $5,000 in silver, no, you will never have to ask anyone for money again. You will never have to ask for, you might, want some advice on some of your investments for, when you're 60, 70, 80 years old. But this can help you. This is why I am a big advocate for silver. I love it. But you have to have the right approach. You have to come at it from the right angle. You cannot, and again, please, this isn't for everyone. Yes, there are going to be a lot of people that can invest in it. What I'm saying is it's not a good investment for most of us. Because we need to be thinking about what are we going to be doing when we're 70, 65. And inflation has really gone rampant, especially if they start putting all of these heavy tariffs on these other countries. You will continue to see rampant inflation. But as your silver is worth more, your dollar is worth less. I'm already at 17 minutes. Good night. The last two videos, we discussed Morgan silver dollars, which is a numismatic coin. It is a numismatic coin. And tonight, we are going to talk about another numismatic coin, the silver peace dollar. Listen to that. Come on. I mean, that just sounds amazing. Wait till you get it and you hold them. Go out and buy you some and just hold them in your hand. Feel them. Listen to them. You hear that? I'm going to make the baby cry. Goodness. They're awesome. It's just an amazing feeling. So the peace dollar. And I took some notes to try not to keep me from rambling. I've already rambled for stinking 18 minutes. Peace dollar designer was Anthony D. Francisca, if I'm pronouncing his name right. And the Lady Liberty that you see there was his wife, did the modeling. And I did not, in this book, because it's made of a different material, I did not write what each one could sell for above it. But, sorry, I do have it. Okay, so it's the exact same principle. Okay, what the coin is, what grade it is, what it's valued, and what I paid. So yeah, I didn't do bad, but I did pay up for it. So always have to do that. This right here is extremely important when you start buying. This is very important. You got to know, in case something ever were to happen to you, your family needs to know, so they don't get ripped off. Again, when you go to sell, dealers or resellers are always going to want to pay you about 75 to 80%. So always keep that in mind. And this 1921, this is what is called a high relief. Okay, you probably can't tell too much in this, which you can. I mean, you can see if you look at her features, they kind of pop off a little more. I'm not doing too good here, but it's a high relief, and she is just comes up a little more. It was the first year, and they tried it. They were going to make them all like that, and then they decided not to. And you can see that they made 1 million. 1 million. That's how many they made. 1921. They started making these 1921 in December of 1921, and they were made to celebrate the end of World War I. And this is the 1922. Look how many they made. 51.7 million. That is just a large number. You remember what I was talking about yesterday with the, and you'll see in this book too, there's some that, with the Carson cities. You know, might be a cool video to go through and show, you know, all the mints. You know, look at that, huh? Just look how just unbelievably pretty that coin is. Isn't that just beautiful? Someone left a comment and told me that I needed to zoom or something, and see, I just can't do it. I'm sorry, I tried. That's a 1923. So we got the 22, the 22D, and they did make some peace dollars in Denver. The San Francisco 22S, and then we go to the 23. If it doesn't have a letter beside the year, that means it was made in Philadelphia. And then we go to the 1923 Denver, the 1923 San Francisco, and then to the 1924 Philadelphia. Just a very beautiful coin. Okay, and then we're going to come to the look at that, only 1.7 million. That's very low. 1924, 1925, back up pretty high there to 10 million. And the 1925S. You know, I do like the peace dollar, 1926. I do like why they made it. But I've just never, you know, and the reason why, and I hate to say this, you do have to kind of, look at that, only 848,000. So, but you do kind of have to be careful when you start buying peace dollars. Real quick, okay, the 27D is, like yesterday when I was talking about the Carson cities, the higher the grade you get, the more expensive this coin becomes. So, you know, this is one that I will be looking to upgrade. But you do have to be careful because they're just not as popular as the Morgan silver dollar. Real quick, before okay, this right here is a monumental coin. This is the key date for the series. Let me see real quick. This coin right here is about $400. I mean, this is the key date for the series, 1928 Philadelphia. If you see the mintage, very, very low. But they just are not as popular as the Morgans. They do kind of go through, they have their moment where they are, you know, hot, but they stay cold for much, much longer. So, you know, you could go buy a beautiful, beautiful peace dollar you know, like this one right here. You know, I don't know if I'm capturing all these just the way I wish I could. You know, they don't look, for some reason, it's like the camera's just making them look worse than what they are. But, you know, like this coin is, let me see, 1934D. 1934D, okay? In that condition, look at that. $350, okay? And, you know, I could list it and try to sell it, and it said, I could list it for, say, $275, $300, and it could sit there and for 6 months, a year, you know? And then, you know, I could list another one and then just bang, you know, it's just sell like that. So you just have to, Morgan silver dollars, if I listed one on an auction, you know, like, okay, this one right here, like this Morgan. What is that? Let me see. It's a 1900. 1900. Look how pretty. If I listed this Morgan for $40 right now on eBay, it would sell, what time is it? It would sell before 11 o'clock, 10 o'clock. It would be sold. If I listed it for 50 to 60, it might take it a little longer, but it would sell relatively quick. 75, it probably wouldn't sell. Anything above 60, it probably wouldn't sell. But, you know, that's the thing. I mean, you take a coin like this Morgan, and it would sell super fast. I mean, if I put it on auction, it would have a bid within probably not even 5 minutes. But peace dollars aren't like that. If you put them on an auction, they will get bid. They will. But sometimes, and this is the thing about them, is sometimes when they get the bid, they're just not as popular. So the bid stays low, you know. So that is, you know, part of the issue with peace dollars. Even though they are a great coin, beautiful coin, they were made for a terrific reason. Sometimes they just are harder to sell. And I am already at 27 minutes. So I guess what that means probably is I will not be able to make short videos. All of my videos are probably going to have to be at least 30 minutes. I promise I try. It's just, you know, I get comments and I want to respond, you know, to people. You know, I don't want anyone to feel like I'm ignoring their comment or dodging a question. Also, I forgot, when I was talking about the peace dollars the other day, I said that they were only made through 34. And I've been doing this 12 years. Like, how in the world did I get that wrong? Somebody corrected me in the comments. And thank you to that person. I appreciate that. I can't believe I did that. I mean, I've been collecting coins for stinking 12 years. And I said they made peace dollars from 21 to 34. And actually, believe it or not, I said something else very, very stupid, which is why my last video abruptly ends. I mean, not abruptly ends. I did that by pushing the button. There's a big gap. I'm sorry. There's a big gap in my video. Not a big gap. So, you know, it jumps about 10 seconds, 15 seconds. And it's because I made a blunder. And my 13-year-old son, he was able to fix it for me. But anyway, thank you to the person for correcting me. I can't believe I did that. But peace dollars are beautiful. They're the exact same as a Morgan. They have, you know, 90% silver, about 24 grams. You know, if I took this one, this right here is a common date, 1923, very common. Like I showed y'all, they made over 51 million. No, hold on. These, they made 30 million. This is a 23. But if I took it to my local coin shop, they would, you know, the silver's at about 30 something now. I didn't look today, but it's, you know, they would probably want to pay me about $22 to $23 for it. And then they would try to sell it for about 25 to 28. If I listed this coin on eBay, it would probably sell for about $30, $32 is about what it would sell for. Now that one's pretty rough. Now if you take a nicer one like this one, this is a 24, so it is a better date. But if you had this one in a, if this was a 23, it would sell for a little bit more just because of, it's in mint state condition. I mean, just look at that. See, I said this the other day. This is why y'all, you need to be a coin collector. It's it's something that if you do get in a bad situation, you can get, like, battery died in my truck. It was $200. Okay, and let's say I didn't have, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. There's $90 right there, okay? So 90, 2 ounce silver Libertad, okay? There's another 90, so 180, bam. There's my money. Okay, there's my new battery right there. There it is. There's my new battery right there. I can't pick it up and hold the phone at the same time. Yeah, I don't have a stand. I'm literally holding the phone. Yeah, I know. I don't know what I'm doing. But there it is. There's my battery. So, that's why it's good for if you need help saving money. But there was a guy that said he had just finished a book of Roosevelt Times. So he is going to understand this. Okay, now I'm not trying to compare this to what you got, but I just figured you would appreciate this one. This is what it's all about. It's about enjoying the hobby. It's about making connections, talking with people that are like-minded. That's what it's about. Have fun and save money along the way because it is an amazing tool to save money. This video is already at 32 minutes, so just really quick. I'm not going to be able to speak on it. There's Jason Kidd, and we got another Michael Jordan, and we got a Nico Collins. These are my features for today. This is DeAndre Swift, and there's a Mr. Calvin Ridley, and there's a 1922 that I put back here all by herself. And that is a 1/1 wild card 1/1. Brandon Miller and Scotty Barnes. There is a number Bryce Harper. And we got a Mr. Nestor Cortez. And then back here we got Derek Lively. Cards are not investments. If Mark Cuban happens to be watching this video, I'm not speaking to you, sir. Okay, obviously I'm joking, but there are people that can afford to. If you were funny, it's when you watch their videos, and they're gonna cut. Who they always, they're gonna cut to someone that it's always, Babe Ruth, Mickey Mantle. Those, we just don't know who those guys are. Bryce Harper might be a Babe Ruth one day. Nico Collins, he might be a Jerry Rice one day. You don't know who it's going to be. And that's why I say, if you're in the situation that I'm in, and I'm talking to people that are in my situation, not a millionaire, in moderation. Moderation. Find the player that you like. And every now and then, you worked hard 1 week or 1 month, you deserve it. Crack a box. There's nothing wrong with cracking a box every now and then. But it's not an investment. Find the player you like, buy their card. So I do appreciate everyone. Oh, my goodness, I do appreciate everyone watching and leaving comments and liking. If you haven't subscribed, please do. And I really appreciate everyone watching the videos and leaving comments. Next video, I will probably do like an all silver, and I'll discuss more in depth, the numismatic value. The difference between what is actually a numismatic coin, which peace dollars are, and the difference in rarities, why one's rare. How the rarity. There's couple different ways that a coin can be rare. And silver. What silver is numismatic, and what silver? And I'm talking about bullion silver. What silver is numismatic, and what silver you should be paying just a little bit over spot. You're never going to get it for spot, but you need to know what you're buying when you're buying it. And then, hey, make your own mind up at the end of the day. But thank you so much for watching.